Hey, this is Tom Ryan. I am the writer, director, and the founder of Theater of Terror, and you're listening to the Horror Squad podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast. This is episode number 393, where tonight we'll be talking about 1983's Twilight Zone, the movie. Steve, this was your pick. Why'd you pick this one? Kind of a random pick.
Yeah, I've had this one noted for a long time. I just this is our chance to talk about the Twilight Zone, which the TV show had a big cultural impact on horror. Jordan Peele specifically said that it inspired him to make a lot of the movies that he made. So I thought it'd be good for that. And also, it happens to be one of the most controversial horror films of all time because of what happened behind the scenes. So I just thought it'd be a fun discussion. Plus, it's an anthology, which is always fun to see once in a while. And I watched it a lot too as a kid. I had it on VHS, and it's just one of the ones I happened to watch at least 15, 20 times over my childhood, but I hadn't watched it in 20 years probably. So it's a big revisit here.
Alrighty, excellent. Well, stick around, everybody, for our main event, and you will hear all of our thoughts. In the meantime, of course, I am Joe. You just heard Steve. And lastly, we have everyone's favorite plot synopsizer, Todd. Todd, how's it going, buddy?
I don't know about that. It's going well as of this recording. As you listen to this on Friday, we are all making our little film in Salem as we speak.
Indeed.
So hopefully we're having a great time eating and giggling and tickling each other and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. Yes. Very, very exciting. We are filming the wraparound this weekend for our movie, the final episode. Very, very exciting. We cannot wait for all of you to see it. It's coming along nicely, and we'll be ready to wrap it up in a nice little bow for all of you sometime early 2026. Gentlemen, I have to mention before we head into the show, a big rest in peace, of course, to the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, who we did lose. Guy was a legend. Definitely had some horror elements to him. We talked about doing Trick or Treat, which is, I think, the only horror movie Ozzy ever did. I had never seen it, but then I heard he's literally in it for 90 seconds. So I was like, I don't know if we should dedicate a whole episode to him. So instead, we will say rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. The music community lost a real, true legend of metal. For sure. Did either of you guys? I was lucky enough to see him once way back in 2000 at Ozfest, but I don't know. Either of you guys, were you fans? Were you able to see him live? No.
I'm not a huge music guy, but no, I've never seen him live.
Yeah, I didn't see him live either. I used to watch his show though, the Osbournes in the early 2000s.
Yes.
I watched every season,
Iconic.
I think. Yeah, but no.
Is that the first reality show?
No, there's plenty
No,
of
like family-based reality show though? Because I remember that's
I feel like it. I feel like it put reality shows on the map, though, for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it was the first, but it was definitely the one that blew it up.
Yeah.
Sharon.
I wonder if it holds up.
I mean, just some bullshitting, right?
I mean, it was like him. I mean, Ozzy, I feel like was the most entertaining aspect. However, the kids ever were real assholes too. So I feel like at the time they were the same age as me. So I felt like I connected with them, but I feel like I'd probably connect more with Ozzy on a rewatch these days.
Yeah, it's also interesting. I remember all these big stars would show up randomly. The kids would invite, my friend Christina Aguilera is coming over today, or oh look, it's my buddy Elijah Wood. He'll just coming to hang out. It was just cool to see all the big time cameos of people, and especially the later seasons. People, I guess, would make themselves come over to be on the show. But yeah, Ozzy was definitely the highlight. He was fucking funny on that show, man. He has so many classic lines where he's just bumbling around and just being, Ozzy.
Yeah. So once again, rest in peace to Ozzy. I think lasted a lot longer than a lot of people thought he would. I think he himself even said he should have been dead probably 30 plus years ago. So a good run for a guy who had a crazy life and just a really great career. So rest in peace, Ozzy. Also, San Diego Comic-Con is also going on this week or went on this weekend. A lot of big things coming out of that as well. They revealed the new Jason mask, which was deservedly destroyed online in pretty much every forum I saw. I guess it just depends. Like, why is this being revealed? Because they haven't really talked about releasing any movies or like. So, what does this mask even mean to this whole Jason quote unquote universe, as they're calling it? Does anyone know?
I bet you it's like his mom is be like, "Hey, I think we should sign you for hockey," and then tosses him the mask, and that's it. Like it's gonna be something fucking dumb, but I don't
I
know.
just don't
Yeah,
like. They're like, oh, it's like we're making figures. Where apparently they're making a short of some kind too,
yeah.
or
It'll be a
no, like a
game too.
commercial.
They showed a teaser for the
Yeah.
short, which is why they showed the mask. That's what they were there for. And I'll be honest, the mask looks like shit when he showed it on stage. It doesn't look horrible on film
Yeah.
because it's dirtied. It's like the one he showed was like super clean, as if like he just got it.
Yeah.
But the one in the short didn't look that bad. So,
Right.
mhm.
I mean, granted, like to be fair, the Jason mask has always been pretty simplistic, obviously, but I don't know. This one just like has a cartoony look to me.
Yeah, someone said the
And
Toonie. It's like the Toonie Terror version of Jason.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. And it's like, oh well, it's Greg Nicotero made it. Well, I don't care. Like fucking, he fucking should have did better. Especially from Greg Nicotero. Like, like a guy who fucking is a makeup genius, obviously. Like, he's a horror fan. He should know what the fans want, and it's not that, clearly. But we digress. We'll talk more about maybe some stuff that came out of San Diego Comic Con. I know they had a big thing for the Toxic Avenger as well. Everybody was there, Lloyd included. Great to see Lloyd sort of getting his, comeuppance, with a big Hollywood sort of movie coming out based off of his creation. So that's cool. But we'll talk about more in next week's episode when we do news. But yeah, let's start the show, gentlemen, and get into what watched. So tell me what y'all been watching this week.
I'll start us off, but first I want to mention that Hellraiser trailer. The game looks really cool, so I'm super
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
excited
it
I
for
didn't,
it.
really
I didn't
does.
see
Eh?
that.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
Oh
They're
yeah.
making
Oh
seriously?
yeah.
Is
Well,
this? Are you guys being
no.
No,
I'll give
it's
I'll give you
fucking
the
serious.
sarcastic?
It's
Oh,
really cool
okay.
too.
So everyone was
I have
like,
not seen this.
yeah, everyone was like thinking it was going to be another, survivors versus killer game, and that we've seen over and over again the last few years. But no, it's a first story, whatever, first party story, whatever you call it, fucking linear story where you're in the hellscape and you're talking about puzzle boxes. It looks fucking rad, dude, and I cannot wait to get that.
That's
So
awesome. Was that
look at the
announced at
trailer,
San Diego
Joe.
Comic Con? I'll have to watch. Did you guys send it? I
Um,
might have missed it.
no,
I had a busy,
I don't
busy week.
think it was announced, but it just popped up the last few days.
Okay.
So yeah, YouTube, man,
Awesome.
looks pretty cool. Pumped for that.
100%. Can't wait.
Hell yeah. Okay, so my first one here is I watched the Jaws 50th anniversary Inside Story. That's on the new 50th anniversary 4K. Um, it I wanted to I love first of all, I love a good documentary too, especially about something that I find interesting, like Camp Crystal Lake memories and the Freddy Krueger one and Story of It, all that shit. I obviously we love that. But I'm looking for like juicy stuff, man. I want like insider stuff. I want behind the scenes drama. I want like, oh, this is how we pulled this tips and tricks off, shit like that. What I don't want is random celebrities coming on and like, oh, I fucking love Jaws. It scared me. Like we know, like it scared everybody. You're on here for a reason. So that's what I don't want. And unfortunately, this doc had quite a bit of that. And like actors that are never in the movies, you know what I mean? Like you just got a name, and came on to talk about your love for the movie, which is lame. I want to hear from Spielberg. What's his name? Freaking played Hooper, like he's still alive. I want to hear like from them themselves talking about the juice. And it was cool, really cool seeing Robert Shaw in some old footage of him, like when he's talking in his English accent, because it's jarring to see him talk like that in his normal accent, and he's talking about behind the scenes stuff about how he gets along with his co-stars and things like that, and I thought that was very interesting, but unfortunately that wasn't like it wasn't the focus of the behind the scenes stuff. It was more of like definitive edition my ass, inside story my ass. It was more like let's praise this movie and Steven Spielberg, which it deserves, but we already know it's great. Like, give me something else about the film. So, I mean, a fan of Jaws, absolutely watch it, but it's nothing like you need to fucking run out to see. So that's Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. I watched it on the special features, and that's a 3.5 out of 5 for me.
All right, I'll go next. So I had a movie club last Friday with the people on our Discord. A great time as always. We had a tie between two movies, and then I ran the poll again, just those two movies, and we had a tie again. So I just decided, fuck it. I did both movies. So the first movie that we did, oh,
Oh, no, I have a confession. I purposely always voted so there would be a tie
yeah, I'm
just
sure
for chaos reasons.
you're probably not the only one. So yeah, so I had to do two movies because of you. And the first one I did is actually a movie that came out that day of the movie club, so I knew no one had seen it, and that is 2025's Monster Island, which I watched over on Shudder. So this story is about a Japanese soldier who punched his CO. So the Japanese like commander wants to murder him, but he can't because there are rules that if you're executing a soldier, you have to do it on Japanese soil, and they're not. They're in the middle of the ocean. So he decides instead to tie him to an American soldier that they're also going to execute, and try to punish him. I guess that way because there's no worse punishment and apparently tying a Japanese soldier to an American soldier during World War II. But immediately something attacks the ship. It's another army, and the two soldiers get blown off the ship, and then they go onto an island full of creatures. And it's up to the two soldiers to work together and survive this monster island. I won't say more than that because it is a new movie. The movie has a really interesting premise, to have these two soldiers who don't get along they're in a situation where they have to work together to fight all of these crazy monsters on this island. I will say the practical effects are actually pretty decent. It kind of remind me a little bit of like a poor man's Predator, but that's because I really love Predator and it just can't match kind of that level of it. But it was still really cool to see some of the things that they do in the film, some of the kills. At first, I was like, fuck, there's only those two guys on the island, so we're not going to get a big kill count. And just as I thought that, here comes some fucking fools, and you're like, oh yeah, now we're going to get some kills. So yeah, it was a cool movie. The only problem is they had something really interesting going at the beginning, and they do something at the beginning that completely ruins that. And I didn't like that. I thought it like took away one of the most interesting parts of the movie. So that was a bummer. And at one point, slight spoiler, the characters separate, and it's just them like forging through the woods for like a really long time, and it gets kind of boring. But when the creatures come in and there are attacks and kills and stuff like that, the movie is pretty decent. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. You could check it out on Shudder. That is Monster Island.
Alrighty, excellent. My first watch tonight is one I think I mentioned last week, and I think I promised I would review it on this week's episode. And that is the new Leprechaun short that released over on YouTube. It was put out by Fuzz on the Lens Productions, who are best known for Stream, and also, of course, Terrifier. They're the camera production crew behind the Terrifier movies as well. But they released last week or 2 weeks ago a Leprechaun fan film called Leprechaun Revenge. What makes this interesting is they were able to get the original actor who played Ozzy back for it. Mark Holton, I believe is his name. And basically they brought Lyndon Porco, who of course played Leprechaun in, I believe, the last Leprechaun movie, to play the Leprechaun in this one as well. So this one basically it's a very basic 10-minute short about Ozzy, basically, and the Leprechaun has come back, and it's basically a battle between Ozzy and the Leprechaun. It's cool that they were able to get Ozzy back in it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's it's a really good short for sure. For like a 10-minute short, it's great, and I think I don't know if like they're trying to sort of show proof of concept, so maybe they could do a full length Leprechaun movie, but I think they're definitely in the right direction. It's tough, man, because Warwick Davis to me, like obviously like is Leprechaun. So, but I think that Lyndon Porco did a pretty solid job. He looks great for sure. Looks amazing, honestly. I think he looks even better than he did in the sci-fi movie. I think they did a really good job on the makeup with this one, but just the voice to me, just like you expect that sort of iconic Warwick Davis voice as Leprechaun. But it's okay. I think it's a little hard to understand. I think it's something they need to improve on if they did go full length with it. But overall, I mean, this movie, I mean, they definitely went like Terrifier gore at times in this one. And I don't know if that's what Leprechaun's all about, but it's not bad. And there is some really cool stuff in here. So I definitely would recommend it. What would I rate it? It's tough. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it's really solid for a short. I definitely had some issues with it, but it's a 10-minute short, 100% worth the watch. You can watch it on YouTube for free. Just search Fuzz on the Lens, and you'll find, or Leprechaun Revenge, and you'll find it very easy.
They
So
should
yeah.
give Leprechaun like a really thick Canadian accent. I think that would really take it to the next level.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. So my
Do
last
you
one
think
is
Warwick has
another.
one more in him?
Oh,
Do you think he would? I'm sorry. Do you think Warwick has one more in him? Do you think he would come even want to
how
come
old
back?
is he? How old is he? 60s?
Man, I don't
Yeah,
know.
which
It's
is
gotta be
old for a
60s,
little
right?
person.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
Yeah.
let's find out.
he's not like doing well right now, so I don't know.
Is he not? I know his wife had passed away,
Yeah,
but like
I
I don't.
think that because he's like canceling all his cons and stuff because he
55.
wants to be with his
Mm-hmm.
family. It's like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think the wife his wife really hurt him.
Yeah.
Well, like his wife passing away really hurt him, not his
Right.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 55. Yeah. So it's up there. Alrighty. So my next one is another documentary called Lost Soul. The Doom Journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau. So I guess Island Dr. Moreau is, horror adjacent. Have you guys both seen that film?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I've never seen like the original, but the
The one from like the
Marlon
90s.
Brando one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So this one tells the story of Richard Stanley, who directed that one we covered, what's it called? Colored Out of Space, I believe, with Nicolas Cage. So that director. And yeah, he was the original director for this. He's a huge fan of the book that's based on, and he tried everything to get the film greenlit. Of course, with typical, Hollywood fashion, it falls apart. And he, before this film, did, low budget horror things here and there, and then he was given, a ton of money with a huge studio backing, and it turned out to be a little bit over his head and out of his comfort zone. But what I didn't like about Jaws is exactly what I got in this one, where we're getting all the dirt, dude. They got Richard Stanley to come out and talk about the film, and he was fired like a month or something into the production. He's trying to direct Marlon Brando, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was fucking huge. This is like Batman Returns era, Val Kilmer. And he's just a fucking asshole to everybody. At one point, he tells a story that Marlon Brando and Val Kilmer refused to exit their respectable trailers until the other guy left their trailer first. So like it was just a giant pissing match. It was just hilarious. But Richard Stanley, he talks about how he resorted to witchcraft to try to get the fucking movie made. Like he put a fucking not a curse, but whatever on like the production to get it greenlit. And that when he was fired, he just disappeared. They filmed it in some remote Australian island or some shit. But when he was fired, like he didn't show up to the airport and he just fucking disappeared. And some crew members found him like just fucking high out of his mind in the forest hanging out with people. And he snuck back on the set and put on an animal costume and remained as an extra. And they were able to like that's Richard Stanley. Like they showed like filming parts and like, yeah, that's Richard Stanley, the director that they could not find that they thought he was to come back and blow up the set as an extra in the background, taking direction from the new director. So it was so fucking funny. And I wanted more. I gave this one a solid 4 out of 5 because I was enthralled. I just wanted more stories. So yeah, if you like this movie, which I like the movie, it's a train wreck for sure, and it's pretty all over the place, but I still enjoy it. And this documentary is pretty damn good, and you can watch it on Prime, Tubi, shit like that. So Lost Soul: The Doomed Journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau, 4 out of 5.
Nice. I'll have to check that one out. So my last one this week is the other movie I watched over on Movie Club, and that is 2024's The Convent is what it's called on Tubi, but on Letterboxd for some reason it's called Auxilio: The Power of Sin. So this is the story of a woman who her father deems her being too slutty, I guess. So they send her to a convent so she can, become a better person, basically. And then there's a bunch of weird shit that happens, and honestly, I couldn't even tell you what the fuck this movie's about, and neither could everyone on the on the movie club that also attended because this movie is fucking all over the place. There's demons, there's like weird situations. It's a really odd mess. Yeah, this was an interesting one to watch with a group because at some point there's a nun like full on pleasuring herself, just like, okay, we're going there. And then there's like this old fucking priest who's, fucking a nun. And then this was fun. A 10-minute nun orgy that just went on and on and on. I'm not gonna lie, it was an interesting 10 minutes to watch this with a group of people. And the
Like
thing that's
full-fledged
oh
nudity?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And the
wow.
interesting thing about it is that the nuns in this story are more realistic nuns. They're not like a porno nuns. So you had like some old ass ladies in there joining in, and it was just like a really awkward 10 minutes. But yeah, this movie is just all over the place. I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest with you. One guy on the Austin, he says, "Man, am I glad I put headphones for for this movie because the sounds coming out of it were interesting." And speaking of sound, this is a really weird thing. It's like the movie had no sound effects. It was just score and dialogue, and it was so off-putting because anytime like something would happen, like they're banging a nail into a wall with a hammer, you wouldn't hear it, and it was just so weird. And I thought at first it was because of some like weird fuck up between the me like streaming it and everything like that. But other people watched it after and told me they had the same issue. So I don't know if it's just the way that they uploaded it on. Sorry, it was on Shutter, not Tubi, on Shutter or whatever. But yeah, I would not recommend this one unless you're horny for nuns. So that is The Convent, aka Auxilio, The Power of Sin, which I gave 1.5 stars out of 5.
Ouch. All right. I mean, yeah. Horny for nuns. All right. All right. My last one tonight is a movie from 1981. You can watch it over on Amazon Prime, and it is called Hell Night. This one stars Linda Blair, most notably. This one is about basically there's like a huge sort of like college party going on. I can't remember if it takes place on Halloween night or somewhere around there, but everyone is in costume. And basically they're having like it's like basically pledge night, and essentially in order to sort of get into the sororities or whatever, the pledges have to spend the night in this old mansion that, surprise surprise, is supposedly haunted because a murder had taken place inside this mansion, years ago. And now, they lock them in overnight, and they have to, spend the night in this haunted mansion that supposedly, is haunted by, I believe, the guy who murdered his family in it. Lo and behold, of course, the guy who murdered the family is still living in this mansion some way, somehow. And yeah, they basically have to survive him and survive the night. Basic sort of typical, I would say, 80s type slasher movie. Obviously Linda Blair sold this one for sure. I'm sure that's why people went and saw it. It started really fun and I was really enjoying it, but then, man, it just like hits a slog, man, and it just like gets really boring, like in the middle parts of it. And then like the reveal of the sort of killer is very underwhelming. Like I don't know. He just doesn't have a cool look to him or anything like that. And they could have did better with that and made him a little more creepier and stuff. None of the kills to me were really memorable. I will say the beginning and the end parts are pretty solid, but the whole middle really drags. So it's not bad, but you can do a lot better with 80 slashers. The main reason I watched this was definitely for Linda Blair. And she's good in it. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I was teetering between like 2.5 and 3 because I did have some fun with it. And, I'll leave it at 3. I think it's decent enough, but yeah, nothing great. So that's Hell Night from 1981. And I think that's it for what watched. So now let's head in to trivia time, Totter. Let's hear them scores.
Alrighty. Steven, leave us 7, myself 6. Joe, 1, bud. It's okay. We got plenty of time. We'll get there.
Joe's in vacation mode all
Struggle.
month.
It's a struggle.
For Q3,
Yeah.
Q3. Plus, we're gonna be filming
Apparently.
soon. Oh boy.
Uh,
All right. Who would like to lead today?
I'll go.
Oh,
All right. So, just as a general hint for the night, every movie that I talk about stars someone that was in Twilight Zone, the movie. So,
Okay.
Cool.
first one, guess the movie based off the IMDb parental guide.
Hmm.
Sex and nudity,
Oh.
nude breasts,
Oh, my favorite.
buttocks,
Yep, like them.
and pubic
Are
hair
they
are seen.
nuns?
I'm not saying.
None.
Nude breasts, buttocks, and pubic hair are seen. Rape occurs as
Okay.
well, but off
Don't
screen.
like that. Don't like that.
Mhm.
Off screen. Okay.
Alcohol, drugs, and smoking.
I don't remember
Some
who fucking starred in
marijuana.
this movie. That's the problem.
Some marijuana and cigarette smoking and alcohol consumption.
It happens. You know.
There's nothing in the last two categories, so I'm going to give 3 violence and gores.
Nice.
Okay.
A few dogs are seen dead, and their bodies are covered in blood. One of the dogs is
Oh.
badly mutilated.
Oh, The Thing.
That's upsetting.
Wrong.
Upsetting.
Damn it!
Right.
Wasn't one of the guys in The Thing from this movie?
Maybe.
Was he?
I'm not
Like
sure.
one of his dudes in the bar? Who am I thinking of? I might think it's something else.
Right.
maybe.
So Joe, I'll give you the other 2 others before Todd
Oh,
gets a chance.
wait, yeah, he was. He was. You're right, Todd.
So I'm right. I get the point.
A couple playing in the ocean gets attacked by a creature. The man gets half his face graphically torn off,
Oh.
and the woman is dragged on the beach, and her bra is ripped open by the creature, revealing her breasts.
That'll happen.
Wow,
That will happen.
And the last one,
interesting.
a creature attacks a couple camping on the beach. The man
Yep.
gets a chunk of his back torn
Oh.
off, and the woman is chased and bitten on the neck.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
Hmm.
Sounds fun, but I do
The
have a-
Sounds
star
good.
of the movie is in Twilight Zone.
okay.
All right. Star.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I got another guess once the show goes.
Yeah, go for it.
Humanoids from the Deep.
Correct.
Yeah.
Starring Vic Morrow.
Vic Morrow, rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace. Yeah.
Fuck you, John Landis, piece of shit. We'll talk about you later, bud.
Yes, we will.
All right,
I
I'll
have a
go.
lot to say.
What's up?
I have a lot to say about it.
Good. I'm glad you do.
Hmm.
All right.
Mhm.
Match the characters to the film. There's no theme. Match the characters to the movie. Character Rachel, Noah, and Aiden are 3 main characters that have a ton of screen time. That's Rachel, Noah, and Aiden. And I will give you the decade, and that's the 2000s.
Oh,
Rachel, Noah,
Rachel.
Aiden. A film, yeah, we've covered this film.
Really?
Hmm. Rachel, Noah,
And
and
Aiden. Yep.
Disturbing behavior.
Negative.
That's actually what I was about to say.
Not disturbing behavior, no.
Is it?
Rachel.
I still know what you did last
That
summer.
was my Dark Knight. Who is that?
That was
Harvey
the
Two-Face?
What are you leaving for? Whatever he says. Whatever you said now. Rachel, Noah, and Aiden. 2000s. I would go with early 2000s. Very popular, and I will leave it at that.
Oh,
Rachel,
and we
Noah,
covered it.
Aiden. We covered it. Early 2000s. Very popular.
The Ring.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Ring.
Yeah.
Pulled out of his butthole on that one.
I did pull that one out of my ass.
Yeah, I believe Aiden is the boy, the young boy.
Maybe.
Probably.
Rachel,
Rachel is,
yeah. I
the
remember
mom?
Rachel was Naomi Watts. Is that her name? No.
Watts, yeah, and then the dude was the dude.
What? I can't remember.
Naomi King?
Naomi
No.
something.
Never
right?
Watts. You got
Is
it.
it? Okay.
Is it Watts? Okay. All right. Cool. All right. First one tonight. All of my movies are horror anthology based
Oh, I like
movies.
that. I like that a lot.
Starting with number 1, All Hallows Eve.
Yes,
Perhaps you've seen it.
I've seen it.
Did we cover it? I don't know.
Maybe.
All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve featured the first appearance of Art the Clown. What was
the cloud?
what was the title of the short?
Oh fuck. The subway.
The subway. I like that.
Incorrect.
Wasn't he the wraparound in that?
He was he?
Well, he had two actually. He had
that's
the
right.
wraparound, but
And the
also he
segment.
had his own short.
Oh.
I am referring to
Oh.
the wraparound
Oh,
more
okay.
so.
I'll
Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. He was actually featured 3 times in the movie. So with the wraparound, but then the first short was his very first appearance. I will say the third short was titled Terrifier, which is not
Right.
correct.
Nice.
I have another guess after.
Go for it.
Sure.
The video.
Video.
Incorrect.
Let's go Halloween Night. Because I'm thinking like a VHS
No,
tape and then fucking
Good guess, though. Good guess.
watch it.
I like it.
Okay. VHS Night. VHS.
Incorrect.
All right. Steve?
All Hallows Eve.
One more guess. Incorrect. The correct answer is The Ninth Circle.
The Ninth Circle.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't guess that.
I would have got that, yeah.
Add to the trivia book, Todd.
I will. The Ninth
All right.
Circle.
In Ghostbusters,
Seen it.
Sigourney Weaver is transformed into a demon dog named Zool. What is the name of Rick Moranis' demon dog?
Oh my god. How many times have I seen this fucking movie?
I think I've asked this question
All
before,
right,
too.
who brought the pooch?
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, of course.
Zool and are you the keymaster?
It's not it's not gatekeeper or keymaster. That's also
It's
what they're
not-
referred as, but that's not his proper name.
That's not his name.
It's not Gozer either,
Zool.
correct?
No, Gozer's the
No.
demon, but good
Okay.
guess.
The demon.
Gozer's like the main boss. This is the demon dog.
I don't know. Don't know. Stupid
Yeah,
shit.
you definitely asked this before.
Yeah, I'll keep asking until you get it. It's
I
gonna
had
be
it
like
right.
my new Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nah.
you guys give
Don't
up?
know. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
Vince Clortho.
of course though.
Uh,
Got it.
Vince, that's right.
Vince. All right. Okay. Where are the students flying to in Final Destination 2000?
France?
Paris.
Paris, France, same answer. So just Steve got it first.
Nice.
Allow it.
Did he?
I said France.
Did.
Didn't I say France?
He said
I said
you said
Paris,
Paris.
though.
He said France. I'm giving both the fucking point.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Because technically,
Okay.
Joe's more correct than you are, even though France is the same thing. But
You didn't specify city, so I was like,
3 letterboxd reviews. Can you guess the movie? I've stared into the abyss, and what I saw was this cinematic slice of hell. Truly one of the absolute worst films I had ever had the displeasure of viewing. Few films' existence make me angry. It makes Troll 2 look like Lawrence of Arabia.
Jesus.
It makes The Room look like Citizen Kane. And it makes Jack and Jill look like, well, Jack and Jill.
That's funny.
I like it.
Okay. Number 2. Wow, this was bad. I think I'm more sad than anything because I loved all the other films
Creepshow
in
3?
this franchise. It is Creepshow 3.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's where it was. It's so fucking bad. Like it's really, really, really bad. Oh man, don't watch Creepshow 3.
That was Steve's, by the way, too.
I figured.
That I was reading.
All right. In Demon Knight, the Tales from the Crypt version.
Yes.
Yeah, seen it. Covered it.
Yes, we covered it.
Mhm.
Who plays
Yes.
the slasher in the fictional film The Crypt Keeper is directing at the beginning of the movie?
Oh. Someone in Twilight Zone, the movie, I assume.
Correct.
Dick Miller.
Wrong. He is in the movie.
He is
but
in the movie. Yeah, he's in the
he's
movie.
he's also in Demon Knight, but he's not
Dick
in the
Miller's a
slasher.
G. Didn't we watch like 3 Dick Miller movies last year?
Yeah, we did. Like in a row almost,
yeah.
if I remember.
Dan Aykroyd.
Wrong.
No, that's a good guess.
Thank
I have one more guess
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
because I feel like he was in it. John Landis.
Wrong.
John Lewis.
No,
So no.
John.
Well, yeah.
You guys give up?
Let me see. Let me think.
Toby Hooper.
Wrong.
Still Hooper in this movie.
In Twilight Zone, yeah.
No, he's not.
Who's the guy that fucking played 20,000 terror 20,000 feet? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's not him.
John Lithgow.
Yeah.
John Lithgow, there you go.
No. So the answer was John Larroquette.
Long John
Hmm.
Larroquette.
Mhm.
Long John
Texas
Larroquette.
Chainsaw
Got it.
Massacre.
Correct.
The voice.
Yep.
The
Yeah, he's the narrator. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Got paid in weed.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
All right, back to me, I think.
Yep.
I think so.
All right, I'm going to need your best impression, or I will not accept the answer. 'Cause I know everyone knows it, but I need a good impression.
Rachel.
Whoever screams it out first. What does Tom Atkins scream at the end of Halloween 3 Seasons of the Witch?
Stop it! Make it stop!
Wrong.
Oh shit.
Joe,
It's
wrong.
not stop
I
it?
love your guts though, but it's wrong.
Fuck, I can't. I don't know.
No?
Turn it off!
There it is.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Although you
All I
kind
could
of
have
skipped
is
Steve on that.
That's fine. I was just
I
thinking
scared the
about
dog,
Miller
by the
time.
way.
from-
I didn't have anything on.
All right, Joe. Last
All
one.
right. Last one. Guess the movie based off the IMDb information. This movie was released in the year 1993 with an R rating, clocking in at 1 hour and 34 minutes. Categorized as comedy, horror, sci-fi, and body horror.
Happens.
Currently sitting at a 6.10 out of 2
Wait,
over
what?
on IMDb.
6.10 out of 2?
6.2 out
Okay.
of 10. Did I say 6.10?
Yeah.
This is Steve's
I'm
guess,
like-
by the way.
I may have screwed that up. 6.2
okay.
out of 10 with a Metascore of 54 out of 100.
Wow.
Starring Robert Carradine, Tom Arnold.
Body bags?
It is Body Bags.
Damn
Yes.
Steve.
Steve's on. You guys are on it tonight.
Tom Arnold, my boy.
Tommy A.
That's it.
Is that all? Dang.
That
Okay,
is
Steve, Steve and Joe with the 3-piece. Myself with
All
the
right.
stinker, which brings us to Steve at 10, myself 7, Joseph 4 for Q3.
All righty. And now it is time for our main event of the evening, 1983's Twilight Zone, the movie, directed by 4 different directors. We have Joe Dante, who directed the segment It's a Good Life, John Landis, who directed the wraparound and the segment Time Out, George Miller, who directed Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, and Steven Spielberg, who directed Kick the Can. Starring many of actors, but most notably, we have Dan Aykroyd, Albert Brooks, John Lithgow, and most notably, a big rest in peace, of course, to Vic Morrow. Plot: 4 horror and science fiction segments directed by 4 famous directors, each of them being a new version of a classic story from Rod Serling's landmark television series. Yeah, I suppose. It's true. But Todd, I don't know how you guys want to do this. I guess we're gonna go segment by segment here. Is that how you
think
guys
so.
want to do this?
Yeah, it's probably
We'll
okay.
just do it live. We'll just do it live.
So Todd, I don't. What are we doing first? We doing the wraparound first, or
You know what?
sure?
Let me feed you my lines. Let me feed you my lines.
Let's do
here.
it.
Like
Let's hear it.
I
Let's just
script
hear
this
it.
whole
Let's just
thing
hear
out
it.
every
Take it
single
away,
time.
Todd.
Just kidding. I just want to give a shout out too. I know we mentioned Vic Morrow, but the children that died too. I'm gonna butcher your names. I apologize. Micah Din Lee and Renee Shen Yi Chen. So R.I.P. because fucking terrible all around that whole situation.
Well,
which we'll talk about.
can you quickly explain, like, if people don't know what happened?
So, the wraparound with okay. So let me explain the movie and then I'll explain what happens. So the wraparound starts with a couple guys, Dan Aykroyd and another actor. They're driving around and they're telling scary stories, keeping each other up, singing, stuff like that. And Dan Aykroyd's like, "You want to see something fucking really scary?" He's like, "Pull over." And he's like, "Yeah, let's pull over." Not going to ruin the scare because it's really effective. So if you haven't seen this, obviously stop, watch the show. or watch the movie. Then we jump into the first segment, which is this gentleman, man. He's hanging out at the bar with his buddies. He's a racist, drunk, slob, sexist, all of the above. Yelling the N-word out, saying he hates Jewish people, all that stuff, right? In the middle of a crowd, and people are like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, asshole!" He's a army vet from Korea, and yada yada yada. He goes outside and he's transported into realms where he is now the victim that he was, you know, putting down. So now he's in Nazi occupied France or whatever it is. So Nazis are like, hey, you're going to go on concentration camp, things like that. He's trying to run from Viet Cong and the Vietnam War and things like that. Okay, so the segment in question here is there was a original scene that was cut out because Vic Morrow was saving two Asian children from like a Vietnamese something. And there was a helicopter involved, a bunch of pyrotechnics, and John Landis allegedly, or if you believe the reports, he ordered the helicopter pilot to go lower and lower into danger where there's pyrotechnics are going off, which caused the helicopter to crash, killing the two kids and Vic Morrow, which that's terrible by itself. And there has been good brought to that. The industry has improved safety things. Still should have never happened. But honestly, the biggest issue I have with it is like John Landis throws a party after he was not sent to jail with all his buddies. Like, yeah, we killed some people. Let's throw a party that I don't have to go to jail for. That rubs me 100% the wrong way. Fuck him, and he can suck a dick. However, his segment, honestly, I hate to say it, is probably one of the stronger ones in this movie, about the racist guy and getting his comeuppance. So we follow him as he goes through this racist thing, and I guess we'll leave it at that for now. What do you guys think about it?
I have many things to say. I will say I don't know. Like I as a short, sure, it's like good, but is it like I don't know, like Twilight Zone good? I don't know. Like it's definitely okay. Like it's an important like thing to be like, yeah, don't be a racist piece of shit, obviously. And it's interesting to see like, obviously him sort of, getting sort of, being thrust into obviously like the KKK and the Nazis and all that. It's good. It's a good message, but for me, I don't think it was like a great like opener for like Twilight Zone the movie per se. But also but then obviously once you hear sort of what happened after the fact, which I obviously didn't, I had heard things, but I didn't really read into it until I watched this for the podcast. But man, there was just so many like I don't even know if this should have even been in the movie like after that happened, right? Like why couldn't they have just filmed another short after that? I guess if like Vic Morrow's family was like, well, we want this to be part of the movie, but I don't even know if they did or not. I didn't see anything regarding that. But the big issue is like, first of all, like the ending we get in this one where he is taken by the Nazis, put on the train with the other Jews basically, and he's sent off to a concentration camp was the original ending. The helicopter ending wasn't even in the original script, from what I read. Basically the studio was like, well, we think he should have some sort of arc where he's more of a likable character, so let's have him save these Vietnamese kids from their village. So the biggest issue I have is the fucking Landis he first of all ignored child labor laws. He fucking had these kids filming at midnight and told the parents don't say anything and paid the kids under the table and hid them from people on set and whatnot until it was like absolute time. They could have hired stunt actors. They even mentioned they could have hired little people or something like that. They should have hired a stunt actor for Vic Morrow. Yeah, man, it was just a completely senseless and needless tragedy. And the fact that John Landis completely was ignoring child labor laws as well, that is a huge, like, fuck him. And yeah, man, like, use stunt actors or whatever, and like you said, it was a horrible tragedy. I mean, these people were fucking decapitated by the blades, the children and Vic Morrow. Vic Morrow even said, I guess, right before the thing, he even had a bad feeling about it. So yeah, I mean, it was good. It was a horrible tragedy. The fact that some good came out of it, that there was, they were forced, safety things. But even Steven Spielberg, like, he cut ties with John Landis after this. So even he knew that what John Landis did was a huge fuck up and shouldn't have been. It was unnecessary. Like they could have did so many different things. And the fact that like I'm really shocked that Landis went on to have a successful career after this. Blame Hollywood. I mean, obviously, it's another example of how fucked up Hollywood is, on top of many other controversial and fucked up things. But yeah, man, like this definitely made me see John Landis in a much different light after reading sort of all the issues. Should he have went to jail for this? That I don't know. Like it was a horrible, horrible accident, and he definitely wasn't, I don't think, 100% responsible for it. So that is something I debate back and forth on. I don't know if he 100% should have went to jail for it, but I mean, I hope the family sued, and I hope they had to pay something, for this tragedy.
Yeah, it's a absolutely horrible tragedy. I remember hearing it for the first time. I'd seen the movie multiple times at this point, and I think I saw the video on like Rotten.com or something, and I had no idea it was part of this movie. It's just I read into it later. I'm like, holy shit, that was actually like part of that movie. Like the fact that the video's out there is fucking disturbing as hell. I do think that he should have gotten jail time for this because he did knowingly like break rules that led to this accident. It's like it'd be one thing if it was like actually an accident and that's tragic, but he didn't have it. But if he's knowingly like putting kids in danger, not using like dummies, not using, stunt actors and making them work after hours, telling the helicopter to go like into the danger zone, then yeah, I think he should have been charged for something at the very least.
Yeah,
As far
negligence at least, right?
yeah,
Something.
absolutely. As for the segment itself, I also like Todd. I really like this segment. Unfortunately, even though it has this massive kind of elephant in the room when you're watching it, all you can think about is like, "Fuck this! What happened to him?" But I like the message that it gives. I do think it feels very Twilight Zone. It's like, although it's not like a twist per se, it's still kind of just. I like that he's transported into these different places, and he has to feel kind of what the people that he perceives as being bad for society had to have to go through. That it's like walking other men's shoes type of situation. And I thought it was a good segment. Not my favorite one, but yeah, a solid one nonetheless.
All right. Let's rate the segment then. Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, I think it leaves a huge sour taste in all of our mouths. Like, how do you even rate this segment because of what, happened during it? But I mean, I guess, if you separate that, I think it was, like you said, I think it's okay. Like, to me, it didn't like blow me away or anything. I think it should have been put more in the middle rather than the opener for me. But I think it's solid. It is solid. Do I think it's great though? No. I give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm higher, and I feel you. It's hard to rate this one. Just knowing, like, you're watching this scene and this guy's dead because of an accident on set, and at the end of the day, it is an accident. However, if you skip safety protocols and you order people to do stuff that like are your subordinates, you should be held blame for that. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's a 3.5, 4, somewhere around there, because I really do love that Vic Morrow's character gets his comeuppance at the end, and he's like thrown in the fucking concentration camp train, and everyone's just like, "You're, hey, this is you want to look down upon everybody else. How would you feel like living this yourself?" But there's a big stink on this one, man, a huge stink. So it's hard to ignore that.
Yeah, I'm also a 3.5 out of 5 on this one. I do like the message that this one kind of brings and everything, but like you said, when you know all the things behind it, it's very difficult to watch it and not think about it. The whole time it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I agree. They probably shouldn't have put this segment in the movie. I'm actually surprised they didn't cancel the movie altogether, if I'm being honest. And this kind of tarnished the Twilight Zone legacy. Like they've never made another movie, which is crazy to think because it's such a huge franchise that has so much potential. I mean, a
Yeah.
fucking, you know, a ride out of it at Disney, which we talk about after, and multiple iterations of the TV show. But yeah, this situation really kind of tarnished the name for a long time.
Yeah. There's so much source material too.
Oh
There,
yeah.
because there's so many
Oh
classic
yeah.
episodes,
Hmm.
that they could
Hmm.
turn into features. And
Yep.
is
Yeah.
you think this is the reason why they don't do it? It's because this fuck up
I think for a long time it was.
40
Now
years ago
it
now or
could
something like
probably
that,
come.
almost.
Yeah, I think now it
I
could
think,
probably
yeah, I
Mm.
think
do
they
it.
could
But
come now
yeah,
It's just
for sure.
honestly the grossest part about it, obviously the deaths, but like him throwing a party, man. It's like read the room. Like, sure, you can be happy you're not going to fucking prison, but do you throw a party on the backs of three people's lives? That's so disgusting to me. I guess moving on to the next segment here, called Kick the Can. And this one's got Scat Man on it, baby. He's in it. And yeah, we're in this old folks home, and it's sad, man. I was super fucking. I don't know if it's just my age and getting older. I'm like, man, it's just fucking sad getting older, man. I don't know how you guys are dealing with it, but it's like, fuck. And I see like something like this in a retirement home where the older gentleman's outside and he's waiting with his family, and the dude's inside saying, "Hey, that's, so and so." Every week he goes out there with his bags and hoping his son's gonna take him to go visit his house. He never does. And then his son's like, "Oh, sorry, Dad, we're busy. You can't come with us this weekend. Maybe next time." And the dude just lowers his head, walks in the building, and he's just bummed the fuck out. And uh anyway, Scatman, he plays this happy dude that's like starts a conversation and the rest of them like, "Hey, what would you guys do if you were able to go hang out with those kids outside? Like, what kind of games would you play?" And then people like start talking about their youth. And eventually he's like, "What's stopping you? It doesn't fuck these rules. We're 80 years old, man. We can go outside and play if we want." And people, decide to just have fun with their lives and regardless of their age. Um, Here's the one where I agree with Joe about the last one, where this one doesn't feel Twilight Zone-ish to me. It's more like heartfelt and hokey than anything. And like I know you don't have to be scary for Twilight Zone, but I kind of expect it, especially in a movie. Like you get four segments, let's get some heavy hitters in there. I mean, I enjoyed the acting. Scatman's always nice to see, but at the end of the day, I didn't find a lot of enjoyment out of this one. What about you?
I thought this sucked. Honestly, like man, for fucking Steven Spielberg, are you kidding me? Like you have a heavy hitter like Steven Spielberg, and and like you said, Todd, you have so much source material in the Twilight Zone, and you selected this one out of all of them. Um, yeah, man, like huge disappointment, especially with like Scatman is awesome. Obviously, like love Scatman, and he gives a good performance here. But the story is just so uninteresting, like for a Twilight Zone movie. It's like, oh great, yeah, okay, like I get the message, yeah, young at heart, that's great or whatever. But like it's it's so underwhelming and just lame at the end of the day. It's like, oh, it's like what a Tuck Everlasting type thing. Like, oh, you're young once for the day, and I guess that one guy decided to be young forever. But it's like the decision of I don't know. Like, would you choose to go back and be young forever if you had the choice? Like, go through your whole life again? Or would you choose to be 80 and you're going to be dead in a few years? They all decide to stay old and be dead in a few years. Kind of silly, if you ask me. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I'll
their
let
their
Steve go before I answer that question.
their reasoning is like, I just don't want to go back to school. Like,
Yeah, I want to
Right?
have. They immediately start talking about sex, and
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
off-putting because they're like 10 years old. Some of them, I'm like,
Dude,
ugh.
that one
Yeah.
guy is so
The
horny.
child actors, I will say the child actors are pretty good though in this segment. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they captured their older characters pretty
Mm.
well, but
But why is the one guy that
man,
decides to go? Why is he so significantly older than everybody? Because he's like,
yeah,
I didn't
it's
get
true.
that. But what do you
Yeah.
think, Steve, about it?
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is one I remembered really liking as a kid, and I have fond memories of it. But fuck, I was bored this morning. Well, I watched at
Yeah,
5 a.m. this morning
very Peter
before
Pan.
work. Yeah, it was boring. Like I don't know, man. It just didn't work at all, and it didn't feel cohesive with the rest of the stories in this
Yeah,
anthology. Like they're mostly horror, and then you have this, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like what? This doesn't belong here at all. And I think the best part of it is the first scene, and it's sad, to see him like his family being dickheads and not letting him like come over for the weekend or whatever. And my mom, in her last like 10 years before she retired, was the head nurse at a like long-term like care facility like that. And she told me like all these really sad stories. It's really sad, old people, man. It's just there's this one guy. He every single day he would dress up for his mom's funeral and then go like wait at the front because he was like a priest or something when he was younger. But his mom had passed away like years before. But every single he's like reliving that day in his mind. And at noon he'd like walk back and get changed and then cry all day. It's like, man, old sucks. And this one, I don't know. It just Scatman's awesome. I just found it boring. That's really my main issue with it. And the resolution is just like it was weird. Like, like you said,
yeah.
why aren't people deciding that they want to be young again? Like, it just I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
Hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, I was reading too, like basically Spielberg wanted out. Like he was basically contractually, obligated to complete this segment, and from what I read, he finished it in just like a few days
Oh, was it? I
because
didn't read that. It's funny.
yeah, because he filmed it after the tragedy, and
Uh,
like he is so from what I don't think his heart obviously was in this like at all at that point. So that could be partially why, but still, I think the source material sucks. So I don't think it would have been much better.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, all right, let's rate it. Yeah, man, 5 out of 5 for Scat, man. Fucking love him. He gives a great performance, but the segment as a whole, I give it a 2 out of 5. Just the weakest of the all the segments for sure.
Yeah, that's what I put too. 2 out of 5. It was just lame, honestly. And I kept waiting for Danny Torrance to pop out of something with fucking chocolate ice cream or something. But yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, two as well for me. It didn't work. It's you know what would have been a really cool twist though to give it that Twilight Zone
Hmm.
is that when they're all young, it turns out that they had died of CO2 poisoning that night, and they just
Oh
like
yeah,
they can't
sure.
go back.
Yeah,
They
that'd be
didn't
cool.
realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hey,
Scatman is basically like the Grim Reaper, and he's just
that'd
that
be
would be
like,
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, but no,
Should we remake this?
no. I think this one's
Um, this was a TV show episode before the movie, right? Like, am I remembering that wrong?
From what I read, only Landis's was the only original
Okay,
story. All the others were from
for the movie.
the TV series. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, because I remember watching the episode of it, but I didn't know if I was just misremembering. Okay, the next one is a younger, school teacher is traveling. She stands up for this kid that's getting like picked on like at a diner or something. She hits him with her fucking car and to apologize, which I don't normally laugh at that stuff, but the way they filmed that, it was just fucking funny to me. Um, but yeah, she drives him home to the house, and then turns out like he's kind of a fucking weirdo creep, dude. And he's got like these superpowers, and he's a fucking asshole prick. And everyone's like walking on eggshells. His family like praises everything he says, loves every meal that he suggests because they don't want to fucking die because he's a psycho. Um, I really loved the like build up to this one, and then it got weird to points where I was like, all right, now this is just too cartoony for me. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but what about you guys?
Yeah, this one I overall really enjoyed this one. This is Joe Dante's segment, and yeah, man, I think he did a really solid job with this one. I don't think I've ever seen the TV one this was based off of, but man, the practical effects in this one are phenomenal. Like so good. Yeah, man, it's really cool because like I didn't never knew where this one was gonna go. It really did a good job of sort of weaving this sort of mystery of like what the fuck is going on with this kid, like what is going on with the people living in the house. The use of lighting in this one is so good as well. But yeah, I think to me the ending was a little sort of underwhelming. But overall, I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I like this one. It's like this is what a kid's imagination is like. It's like super random. There are TVs in every room playing cartoons. There's he fucking, takes the mouth off his sister because like kids always hate their siblings, which I thought was fucking creepy when I was a kid. I don't know why that imagery of like the sister just like standing in front of the TV with no mouth. Oh, creepy. Always cool to see Dick Miller in anything. Basically playing the
Yeah,
same
true.
character and everything, but it's still cool to see. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting. The peanut butter burger was like, it's just that's how a kid's mind works. But I agree, it just didn't like cap it off well. It's like weird. Is she like his girlfriend now? Like or I know it's supposed to be a teacher, but
Yeah,
there was a weird chemistry between them that just felt really gross. Like if you reverse the genders on them, it's super gross. But because it
yeah.
is like an older woman with a young boy, maybe it's more accepted. I don't know. There's something that felt off about it for me. But overall, I do like the segment. It's creepy and just the thought of having this kid terrorizing this family, and basically they have to like just do everything he wants is fucked up. And I don't know if guys know that, but the girl is Nancy Cartwright, who plays Bart in The Simpsons.
Oh,
She plays
Yeah,
Bart,
yeah,
so
she's
she was
the
also in Event Horizon then. She was like the
Maybe.
mom that was chasing her
Yeah.
disabled son. Wow, I didn't know she did the voice for that.
Hmm.
She's hot. Hmm, I'm into
No,
it.
no, the little like the one of the family members being
Oh,
Sister.
terrorized.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
okay. I thought you
Yeah,
meant the
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 sister
teacher
with a mouth.
lady, she was in Apollo. I remember from Apollo 13. She was Tom Hanks's wife in that,
Mm.
but she's been in other stuff too. But yeah, the rabbit obviously I think is one of the most iconic things that came out of
yeah.
this
Probably,
movie,
yeah.
which is so
And this
cool.
So
Tasmanian
It's great.
devil type
Mhm.
character is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
so she
I
she
actually
didn't.
have a figure of the
I saw you
rabbit
looking
coming
behind you.
out
I
of
thought
that.
you were looking for
Yeah, I
like
was
some.
looking. I was looking for it. I don't know where it is.
So she's gonna be like using his powers to like gain for her, right? Is that what we're supposed to read
Like
into it?
I think so. Yeah, like to
Like
help her, right?
help her get shit or whatever?
Like
Hmm.
I think so. Like she sees sort of, yeah, like she's gonna take care of him, but also to use to her advantage. I
Yeah.
think as well. It
Can you
seems.
imagine I
Yeah,
have a fucking Ferrari? I'll make you a fucking Skittle sandwich later.
for real.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, rate this fucker.
Oh yeah, let's read it. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's like perfect. I think it could have been better, but so far, I think the strongest for me of the three. I give it 3.5 out of 5.
Like I said, I like the build up, but it got a little weird at the end, so I'm giving it a 3 out of 5.
I'm right there as well. 3 out of 5. It was missing something, and I'm not quite sure what it was, but it's still enjoyable to watch.
Hmm. Yeah. Interesting tidbit about this one too. This also was all filmed after the tragedy, and basically Joe Dante said he had essentially free reign. No one ever bothered him, like because I think everyone was sort of done with this movie at this point. So he said that him and George Miller essentially like never got any visits from studio execs, like nothing. So they just like had just free reign to do whatever they wanted when filming these last two segments.
Then why, when you brought it up, why make the film then? Like eat the cost because
Right.
Spielberg's not into it. Like you said, those guys aren't like what's the purpose?
Especially, it's not like they had done the rest of the movie and
Yeah,
then the accident happened. If the accident happened
Right.
first, it's like fucking just cancel the goddamn thing, you know?
right.
Right.
Makes
Yeah,
zero
Yeah.
sense.
it's weird.
Plus, I mean, we'll talk about the success or lack thereof of the film at the end of this review, but it's like it's
Hmm.
not like it's the top 10
Dante
fucking
though,
horror movie of all time. It's like
Dante does credit this though for helping him, and both him and George Miller. He credits this to like really helping his career because
that's good.
their two segments were critically the best reviewed.
George Miller of Mad Max and all that, right?
Is it Is it the same George Miller? I'm
Same
not
George
sure,
Miller. I didn't
honestly.
I
Let
didn't
me
look it
look.
up. I just saw the
Let
name
me
and I
let me
assumed.
let me look him up.
Yeah, look it up.
Yes, it is. Mhm.
Yeah, so George is fucking already making bangers.
Yeah.
Well, when did this came out in
83,
83? Yeah, so
84.
Mad Max had already come out. Yeah.
I guess the
Hmm.
first one wasn't. No, Road Warrior came out before this because Road Warrior was the one that really kicked it off for him. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's just scratching your head stupid. Like, why produce this film? No one's having a good
Yeah,
time, I don't know.
it's true.
I guess people got to work, so at least people had jobs for this. All right, the last one is Mr. John Lithgow. He plays the famous segment that we've seen. What is this? The third, fourth iteration total for the creature on the
Yeah,
plane?
well, this was
This would
probably
have
the
been
second,
second. Yeah.
right? And
Second
then
one.
there was another one. Yeah. Hmm.
Mhm.
So
But the
yeah, we had
original, of course, was
Shatner,
Shatner's.
Shatner,
Hmm.
yeah,
And then
Lithgow, and
this
then you had
one.
Adam Scott from the newest one, I think.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay,
With the Jordan Peele
Jordan Peele's version.
produced Twilight. Yep.
Anyway, John Lithgow is like this very nervous wreck on a plane. He's, he's freaking out a little bit. He doesn't like flying. He looks out the plane window and there's a fucking beast, dude, messing with the plane, and no one believes him. And he's like, "There's a creature out there." Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, "Dude, shut the fuck up, or we're gonna put handcuffs on you, you freak. Here's some pills to calm you down." And of course, he was telling the fucking truth. There's a creature on the fucking plane, dude. A classic story, you know but I don't think the best iteration of it. I think that goes to Shatner, just the way he delivers everything. And Lithgow is a fucking phenomenal actor, obviously. But I think honestly, when I got to this segment, I had already like slowly been going downhill with it, and I didn't have a lot left in the tank. So maybe that plays a part in it. But as far the source material is awesome and story's cool, but like I don't know, the execution wasn't quite there for me.
I disagree. I think this is the strongest segment, and I think this is better than the Shatner version. And here's why I think that. First of all, the creature is way fucking cooler in this one than in the Shatner version. That was like a fucking weird teddy bear
Like a
like
troll in a suit or
creature
something.
thing. Yeah, really weird. So I think the demon thing in this is fucking really awesome looking. I think Lithgow's performance in this is so good. The music in this is the score in this is fantastic. And I think just Lithgow's performance, you can really feel that sort of paranoia, claustrophobic feeling for him. My biggest issue with it is the little girl character. I really wish she wasn't in this. I think she takes this down for me a little bit. And I just think she was unnecessary. I don't think there was any sort of, I don't know if you want to call her comedic use or whatever. But I really dislike that character. I wish they just kept, it could have been anyone next to him other than her. And I think I would have enjoyed it more. But overall, I really enjoyed this one.
I agree with Joe on this one. This is my favorite segment of everything. It's just John Lithgow is so good, and even like the makeup, like as the movie progresses, he looks like he's
Mm.
fucking just
Mhm.
unhinged afraid, like he's pale, his eyes are red. He sells it so well, and I think it's the best iteration of this story. Like I said, I love the creature design in this one, which I think is better than the original. It just, yeah, it's really like it's a crazy story. And then when he shoots the glass and like he's hanging out of the plane, I don't know. There's just something about the way that this short was done that I really like. I agree that the side characters don't do a great job in this one. I kind of wish they had done better things with them. But as a segment, I thought it was cool. And I especially like that they used the segment to button up the story like of the overall film, right? Because the end of the film is a callback to the wraparound at the beginning, which we didn't really talk about the wraparound, but I fucking love the wraparound of this. It's simple. It's like there's nothing much to it. It's just at the beginning, it's just two guys just talking. First they're singing together, then they're playing like TV show tunes, and then he's just like, "Hey, you want scary stories, and you want to hear something really scary?" And goddamn, that scene is like haunting. I remember as a kid being scared as shit about it, and then it comes back in this one, and it's just like, wow, that's a great way to button up the whole film. But yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, this one's basic. I think everyone's seen
Mm,
fucking obviously this iteration. I think it's obviously one of the most iconic Twilight Zone, episodes ever. So it's fitting that obviously they would put it in this one as well. And interestingly enough, Shatner was actually cast to reprise his role in this
that's
one,
cool.
but yeah, but he wasn't able to. Apparently, he had to cancel or whatever. I don't know if it was because of sort of the tragedy that befell this movie, and he was like, I don't know if I want to do it anymore. But yeah, Lithgow, I think, was a great
He's great, yeah.
replacement though
I was
for
gonna say,
this. Yeah.
or because he's a shitty actor and shouldn't have been in the first
Oh,
place.
No.
man. There's a goblin on the plane. Come on,
Yeah,
you
I,
gotta fucking
I have a bad taste in my mouth because I met him and he was kind of a dick. So
take care of you.
yeah, he didn't. No, he wasn't a dick at him. He
Yeah.
didn't look up. He just like they
No,
they
yeah, he
slid the
didn't. He
picture in front
didn't.
of him. He signed. He passed
Jeez.
it off,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Similar situation for me as well. I mean, but man, the guy's like 94 and still signing. It's kind of impressive. But all right, yeah, all right. So let's rate this one. Yeah, man, I think, like I said, I think it improved off the TV version. I think it's great. So, yeah, my favorite, 4 out of 5.
All right, and I still prefer Shatner's version because of how I love how hokey it is and like how fucking dumb it is. So I give this one a solid 3 out of 5. It's just I don't know. Like I said, I think my battery was drained when I watched it. But if we're rating the wraparound, I'm keeping them separate. But the wraparound is my favorite thing in this whole thing in the entire film. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for this segment.
yeah, I'm right between you guys, 3.5. And I agree. The wraparound's actually my favorite thing in this whole movie. So yeah, it's the most memorable thing, and it's like perfect.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
the
chemistry
wraparound's
they had is
great,
really good too.
obviously. Yeah, Albert Brooks and Dan Aykroyd are two just fantastic
Sure.
actors, and yeah, I mean, it's yeah, the intro's so it's so abrupt too, like when it does happen. But man, like the whole build up before that, I loved it, and you're just waiting for something like to
You didn't
happen
expect
when it
that.
does
I
it.
know I didn't.
No, no, definitely not. And then yeah, it's a perfect way to sort of end it with, and it was great that they end with Rod Serling's
Mhm.
voice at the end. Because I didn't like that they didn't use his
Me
voice
either.
at the intro, and I'm like, what the hell? So that is a complaint from me too. They should have used Rod Serling's voice throughout instead of just waiting till the ending. But I'm glad that they used it at some point in this movie. So yeah, I mean, should we rate the whole thing? And you got anything other thoughts, gentlemen, or should we rate the whole movie as a whole?
I think we should rate this thing.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, it's such like obviously I think most people, our age or younger either didn't know about this tragedy or people have forgotten about this tragedy at this point, which is sad. And I'm glad that we did this so I could go back and kind of realize that three lives were tragically lost in this movie for really no good reason, honestly. Yeah, it 100% could have and should have been prevented, and it kind of sucks that Landis went on to have a extremely successful career sort of after this, and it's yeah, well,
I don't know if he
he's still
did.
making
I was just looking after he
Yeah.
made a couple like
Blues Brothers.
popular
yeah,
films
well, he was still getting
afterwards.
work,
Still getting work, and mostly in TV after
right?
this. But yeah, it's still
He was working with Michael Jackson.
yeah. He
I
made
mean,
Thriller the same year.
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, but and he also did. He also worked with him after too, and
Yeah, he did a lot
he
of
did
stuff
the
for
black
Michael
and white
Jackson.
music video as well
Yeah.
and stuff. But he went on to have a good career, like
Yep.
and made a lot of money,
That's for sure.
after this, and and he should have been blacklisted, after this movie, and I mean, kudos to Steven Spielberg, for cutting ties with him, and he completely ended his friendship after this, and I don't think they've talked since. So, kudos to Spielberg. It makes me respect Spielberg a little more for sure. I mean he did the right thing, and it sucks that other people didn't. But I heard Eddie Murphy too, also kind of like cut him out.
Well, not really.
Too after
He
this.
made Beverly Hills Cop 3 with him. So
All right, well,
Yeah.
money talks
money,
exactly.
yeah.
So there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, money talks. But yeah, as a whole, I don't know. The only thing I remember watching this as a kid, and the only thing I remembered is the Nightmare of 20,000 Feet segment or whatever it's called. And for good reason. To me, it's like the only memorable, really best thing about this movie. Everything else is not great or forgettable. Yeah, it's as an anthology, it's not great. It really isn't. It's not that good, and it's even worse that this tragedy happened while filming it for something that really wasn't that good. So as a whole, I give it a 3 out of 5. It's decent, but it's nothing great or memorable, especially when you're talking Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone is a staple around here. And probably like for you guys too. It's always on New Year's Day, right? There's always at least in the United States, there's always a 24-hour thing, and you just turn it on the background and watch some stuff. It's always fun. Yeah, the movie, I agree. It's just uh, it's got the stink of it on it, and it's got some stinkers of them. Like we were talking about Spielberg one being shit, and it's just like I don't know. The good stuff in it is not enough for me to give it a high score, so I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. And it sucks that, in my opinion, the John Landis stuff is the strongest one in here for me. The wraparound being the standout, because he's an asshole. And I met him once. I have a picture with him when I was a kid before I knew that he was a piece of shit. So I'll see if I can find that picture and show everyone in Discord. But yeah, so 2.5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's not a great, anthology, but and especially like you guys said for a Twilight Zone property. I mean, I love the Twilight Zone. I've watched many iterations of it over the years. I absolutely adore the Tower of Terror at Disney World. It's like one of my favorite rides. It's just so cool that you go into an episode, not a real episode. They made it just for the park, but into an episode of the Twilight Zone, and you hear kind of Rod Sterling type voice, bringing into it. So yeah, it's fine. It's just not amazing. And if you want to see more about the Vic Morrow thing, I'd recommend the Cursed Films on Shudder, I think it is. They had an episode about it, and it's a good documentary about all the different kind of tragedies that happen in horror movies and stuff like that, like Exorcist, Poltergeist, The Crow, stuff like that. And they did this film as well.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen that one. I'll have to watch that one for sure. All right, cool. There's something else I was going to mention. Oh, did you guys watch the Peel reiteration? It wasn't
No,
great. There was
no.
there was some good episodes in there though, I will say, but as a whole, It was okay. I think Peele did a pretty good job though as sort of the host, as like sort of the Rod Serling type. The coolest thing I thought was like how he interjected himself in sort of the intro in every episode, kind of like Serling would do occasionally. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was okay. It had some moments, but overall not great. Obviously the original television series is the best. Do you have any favorite episodes, gentlemen? Any ones that stick out to you? I can't remember the names of all of them, obviously, but
Oh no,
I remember
absolutely
one
not.
specific. I remember one specifically I really enjoyed. Um, obviously, I think I actually have the figure set for it, but the one where they're all stuck, um, inside. It's like a ballerina, a soldier, a clown. They're all stuck in this thing and they don't know what it is and they're trying to figure out how to get out. And spoiler alert, they're actually all toys
Oh,
that were given away and they're
that's
inside of a
amazing.
Salvation Army. They're stuck inside of a Salvation Army bin, trying to escape, and it's really really cool.
That
That's a
does
really
sound cool.
fun one. Yeah, it's a good one. I can't remember the name of it, but
Hmm.
I'm sure you can Google it and watch it. And then also there is a great one of nuclear bomb supposedly going off, and this guy has only so much room. And actually it stars on I think it's Jeff DeMunn actually is in that
It
one from
it
Walking
is.
Dead fame. Yeah, and that's a really good one as well as some of the more I guess lesser known famous ones.
That's
Mhm.
not the one where he likes reading and he can't read anymore, right?
No,
Or
that's a
there's
good
a
one too
yeah,
though.
the
Yeah.
apocalypse where he
Mhm.
loves reading and he has all the time left in the world to read and he breaks his
Yes,
glasses.
that's an iconic one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yep.
I also distinctly remember the kid one, which is the segment in the movie, but the original black and white one was really
Mhm.
creepy because the kid was a fucking prick. And that was a really cool
Mhm.
episode.
Mhm.
Um,
Talkie Tina too is an iconic one as well,
Takatina.
sort of like the original Chucky type version
Yeah.
thing. Mhm.
There's one where there's like a plane crash, so that investigator comes in to investigate. I forget, but it's really there's a bunch of these like little
Mhm.
one-offs that
The
just
Mystic Seer, the other Shatner one, is amazing as
Yeah,
well.
I had the
Yeah.
toy from a bandbox or something, or
Hmm.
maybe a
Yeah.
horror block or something. Yeah.
Hmm.
blast from the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Cool.
The thing that I get confused
Definitely.
about is that Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Tales from the Crypt, like they all blend together
Mm.
over the years. Especially the
Yeah.
Twilight Zone had
Hmm.
like three or four iterations of it over the years. It's like sometimes I forget which show was which. Even if you like Are You Afraid of the Dark and like all those shows too, it's all kind of the same concept, right? But it
Yeah.
all goes down back from Twilight Zone.
Yep.
So yeah, even in the movie they get
Yep.
he gets confused. He thinks it's an episode of Twilight Zone, but it's Outer
Oh, that's
Limits.
right. It's like Outer Limits, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah,
That's
it's
funny.
confusing for sure. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen the Outer Limits. Like I can't remember. I probably
You
have,
probably
but I
remember
just
the
can't.
intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad used exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the intro will bring you back. It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'll have
always
to start.
loved
I'll have to watch some.
I always loved Outer Limits when they would do the whole intro and then the guy's creepily talking and then it cuts to a commercial. He's like, "Please stand by." I'm like,
yeah.
"No," and it goes like fucking McDonald's commercial or something,
Yeah.
totally ruining the mood.
They're on Tubi if anyone wants to see that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Twilight Zone update. Apparently, Scarlett Johansson is going to be making a new Tower of Terror movie. That is the latest rumor I have read. So we'll be getting some sort of Twilight Zone, well, based on the ride, anyway.
Probably better than the
Somewhat
Steve
soon.
Gutenberg one
Yes,
with
yes.
Kirsten
Well,
Dunst.
it's like that was the Disney movie, the Disney Channel
It's fucking
original
awful.
movie.
I,
Yes.
ha I have it on I have it on DVD because I had to, but oh god damn, it's bad. At least they filmed it in the Tower Terror, which was really cool, I thought.
Well,
But
that's cool.
other than
Yeah.
that, terrible.
No good. All right. Well, that's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed our review of Twilight Zone, the movie. Next week, what do we got, Steve?
Oh, we are going back to sharks because apparently it's a thing this summer
Ooh.
where we're doing sharks every month. And this time we're going to Dangerous Animals, a 2025 film that should be coming out on Shudder fairly soon, I think, at this point. So I don't know when, but it's on VOD right now if you want to check it out. And the special thing about it is we're all going to watch it together in person. So
Yes.
hopefully no one is laughing throughout the whole fucking thing, and I have to rewatch it before we review it.
I'd take no blame for that. Uh, you know what'll happen to me, so I can't wait to that's gonna be fun watching it together. So
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So yeah, check it out. It is currently available on VOD. I know a lot of you actually, I think, had seen it in theater as well, but Steve said also will be hitting Shutter soon too. So that is Dangerous Animals. back to 2025 releases. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. Don't forget Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, the Horror Squad podcast. You can email us anytime, the Horror Squad podcast at gmail.com. But of course, the absolute best way to keep up the podcast is our Discord, totally and completely free to join. It's linked over on our Instagram. We have Movie Club every single month over there, hosted by Steve, along with many, many other channels you can sift through and talk anything and everything horror and non-horror over there. So join us over there. Don't forget important dates, October 2nd through the 5th, Hocus Pocus weekend in Salem, Massachusetts. We will be marching in the parade with them on October 2nd. Steve and I will be. So you'll see us at the parade as well. So that will be cool. That was just announced recently. That will be on Thursday, October 2nd, for the Salem's Haunted Happenings Parade, and then we'll be there the rest of the weekend as well. Several other events you can head to. It's just a bunch of Halloween.com for all details. Don't forget, we also have merch if you would like. tpublic.com, the Horror Squad podcast. We have everything over there if you want to support the podcast that way. Or you can leave us a 5-star review. It's completely free to do that. And that helps the podcast greatly as well. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next week for Dangerous Animals. Bye.
Bye.
All right.